Alright, what's up guys? Scott here again with a brand new video, and for this one, I'll be showing you how to properly use the RSI indicator down here in ThinkOrSwim. Although of course this is a very common indicator, so it is offered by most other platforms, Robinhood included. But again, at least for ThinkOrSwim, I'll show you how to best use it to much more accurately and effectively time your trade entries and exits. And when I say your trades, I'm referring to pretty much any kind of trading. So for example, this YouTube channel is all about options trading, of course, but the RSI indicator can be used for stock trading as well, or for futures, cryptocurrency, doesn't really matter, because bottom line, what this indicator tells you is simply when the asset you're looking at is perhaps overbought or oversold. So for example, if the particular asset has been on a massive run to the upside and now is considered to be overbought and perhaps due for a short-term sell-off, that would be a good time to place a bearish trade. Then conversely, of course, if the asset is oversold and has been going down many days in a row and it's basically on its lows, that would be a good time to place a bullish trade and play for a bounce. Now, as always though, before we dive in here, make sure you guys watch until the end of the video, because at that point, I've got a very cool limited time opportunity, which does expire in just a few more days, where you can receive up to 10 free stocks, and each stock could be worth up to $2,500. And also here, for anybody who would like to join a very exclusive online community where you can learn how to successfully trade options, then you can now join my options trading Discord. So definitely make sure to check out the description of this video below to learn a lot more about that. And then finally here, for anybody who is brand new to the channel, again, my name is Scott, and you can also find me on SKILLSHARE as well, where you can take my very detailed classes on options trading or stock market investing. And you will also find some links to a few of my introductory courses in the description of this video as well. So be sure to check them out, and when you join SKILLSHARE using any of those links, you'll get a full 1-month free trial. Alright guys, so first up here for my ThinkOrSwim users, basically, I'll be showing you how to add in the RSI indicator to your charts here, and then after that, I'll show you how to properly use it in ThinkOrSwim or really any other platform that offers this indicator. And so in order to add basically any indicator to your charts in ThinkOrSwim, the first thing you have to do is come up to the blue bar at the top here and go to the Studies button. And then from here in this menu, go to Edit Studies. And then as you can see here, that opens up a small window where in the right hand side, you can see the current indicators I use on my charts, right? So basically on the price action chart, I use two different moving averages. One is the 200 period moving average. The other is the 20 period moving average. And then also at the bottom here, this is the IV rank indicator, which is very important for options traders. But now to add the RSI indicator, simply come over to the left hand side and go to the search box and just type it in, RSI. And there it is. So make sure you click on it so it's highlighted in blue, and then go down to the bottom here and click Add Selected. And there you go. As you can see right here, it's gone ahead and added in the RSI indicator below my IV rank one. But before I do, go ahead and click the OK button, and therefore at that point you would see the RSI indicator down below. Before I do so, take note of these various numbers and settings here in the RSI indicator. And in particular, if you click on this small gear icon, you can actually change all those different settings. Now, I personally just use all of the default settings here, but the most important ones to change, if you did want to, would be the overbought setting or the oversold setting. Right? So basically, if this indicator gets above 70, at that point, you would read this as the stock or whichever asset you're looking at is overbought. And then conversely, if the indicator goes below 30, at that point, the asset is oversold. So again, basically, if you just wanted to be more strict or less strict with those two criteria, then you can change these two numbers here. But like I said, for me, I just use the default settings here. So with that said, I'll click on OK and then OK again. And here we are. Down below, you can see the new RSI indicator that was added to my charts here. And once more on the top left, you can see your current settings with this RSI indicator. And then also, like I mentioned, the main criteria for overbought or oversold are very apparent on this chart here. So again, 70 is overbought, below 30 is oversold. And also I should mention here that you can use this indicator on any time frame. So right now with the price action chart above here, this is a 1-year daily time frame, but again, this can be really anything you want. You could change this to a weekly time frame or a 5-minute chart, does not matter. The RSI indicator will always work. So really what matters here is just your personal time frame on the trades that you're making. If you're a short-term trader, then obviously you want to look at a short-term chart. But if you're making more long-term trades, then perhaps a weekly or monthly chart would be good for you. And so now at this point, getting to how you actually use this indicator, like I was explaining earlier, this is best used for a contrarian-based approach where if a stock or some asset gets overbought, has a huge push higher, and at some point it's going to top out and come down lower, well, at that point, that's a good time to place a bearish trade. And then conversely, if the product or asset gets oversold, that's a good time to place a bullish trade and play for a bounce. Right, so basically the RSI indicator is not meant to be used as a trend-based indicator or a momentum-based indicator. You're basically going against the grain and placing a trade to play for the opposite kind of move. Right, so now for example, take note of the various points on this RSI indicator here where it got very close or crossed either the overbought or oversold barriers. So for example, we'll take a look at this one right here. In this case, the RSI got well above 70 all the way to a value of looks like 76 or so. And then going up to the exact same time frame on the price action chart here. And just to clarify here, this chart is SPY or an ETF that tracks the S&P 500. But again, right around that point there where the RSI said that SPY here is overbought, the immediate reaction was a very small sell-off here, as you can see. So perhaps if you placed a bearish trade around this point, you would have made a small profit, but the major down move did not happen for a few days later until right here. So bottom line, the RSI indicator is not meant to be used to exactly pinpoint the very second where the stock makes a big turn in the opposite direction, right? So again, if you placed a bearish trade anywhere in this point or anywhere in this time frame, you would have had to wait at least a few days before you made some actual profits. But that being said, at least at minimum, all during this time, SPY really could not get much higher. So any losses on your bearish trade during this time would have been very small. And then conversely, back to the RSI indicator down here, what about this point where SPY was considered to be oversold? And you can definitely see that on the chart here as well. There were many days in a row where SPY was just tanking and the whole market basically was just in a free fall, but at some point you will get a bounce. Right, so even in a major bear market like we have been seeing in 2022, stocks don't just go down in a straight line forever. Right, there's always a lot of zigzagging and two-sided action along the way down. So therefore, if you did want to play for a short-term bounce during this time, of course, it was best to wait for the RSI indicator to get down to a very low level. Right, because even if you were a bit early and you placed your bullish trade maybe around this point, well, obviously for the next few days, you would have seen some losses, but those losses would have been short-lived. As opposed, of course, to making a bullish trade just at whim, just based on your current feeling of where the market might be going. In which case, possibly at this point, with no guidance, you may have made a bullish trade here, and that would have been a very bad decision. But if back during this time, if you had taken a look at the RSI indicator, you would have seen that it's basically right in the middle between possibly being overbought and oversold. So this point here is pretty much no man's land. And that's why the best practice for using the RSI is to wait for these kinds of moments. Now that being said, this moment right here would also be a good time to place a bullish trade. Right here would have been a good time to place a bearish trade. So you don't always have to wait for the RSI to breach the overbought or oversold barriers. But it does mean that the more extended the RSI indicator gets in either direction here, the better and better the opportunity becomes. So for example, lastly here, if we zoom in a little bit on this chart, as you can see in very recent times, the market has been on a massive bull run, right? Where basically stocks almost every day in a row have just gone straight up. Now coming down to the RSI indicator though, as you can see, it has not yet surpassed the overbought barrier of 70. But still, in my opinion, I do think at this point, it's still high enough to warrant placing a few bearish trades here. And I definitely have myself here in this ThinkOrSwim account. I do have a lot of bearish trades on currently because I really do think this massive rally here is going to end and stocks will come back down lower. And so there you have it. That's how to use the RSI indicator. It's a very simple thing to add in and utilize in your trading platform. And again here, the main point though is not to perfectly time the absolute top or the bottom in the market. That's basically impossible. So the main point though is using RSI allows you to much more accurately and effectively time your entries and exits for your trades, right? So even if you are wrong directionally speaking after you place the trade for a couple of days maybe, the losses in most cases while you are wrong should not be that severe, because again, at these points when the RSI crosses these two kinds of barriers, in most cases the massive move in either direction is typically about to end. And simply put, trading in general is a game of chance or a game of probability. So therefore, bottom line here, using the RSI indicator just helps you to put the odds more and more in your favor. And so with that being said here, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. But of course, one last thing, as I mentioned, I've got a very cool limited time opportunity for you all where you can receive up to 10 free stocks. So basically, there's a newer brokerage company out there called Moomoo, which is based in Palo Alto, California. And again, for a limited time, they're offering you the opportunity to receive up to 10 free stocks when you open a brokerage account with them using my link in the description of this video. And so the Moomoo trading platform is highly competitive with other comparable platforms like Webull and Robinhood. There are absolutely no trading fees on stock or option trades. You also get direct trading access to US, Hong Kong, and Chinese markets, which is something I have not seen being offered by competing platforms. Moomoo also comes with a free, very advanced, yet totally user-friendly trading platform that you can install on your computer or your smartphone. And of course, everything is regulated by the SEC and FINRA, so your trades and your investments are properly insured. And so if that sounds good to you, then again, use my link in the description of this video to sign up and get your free stocks. And also don't forget to check out and join my options trading Discord as well as my Skillshare courses. Links also in the description of this video. And finally here, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I drop new videos every single week and you don't want to miss out. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.